Hello everyone, this is AddLess here, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of a different video. So usually I am making my own cards and then I'm showing you guys the ideas that I have. But today, since we're going to be having a brand new set releasing in a couple of hours, I thought it would be a good idea for me to take a look at the new sets leaked Pokemon, which are bound to be 100% true. And just get a little analysis of them, not just make my own cards, but also, analyze some of the cards that we have here. We're also going to be tiering them. So for tiers, we have, I guess I'll put it here, About to Break the Game, which is just for the really, really strong cards. Really good, solid card, perhaps, and then, sorry. So let's get to it right away. This is going to be somewhat of a long video, so grab your snack, get ready. Let's get right into it. So this is the first line we're going to see. Oddish Gloom and then Blossom. Keep in mind, this Gloom can also evolve into the Vileplume, which we had on the previous set. Now, the previous Vileplume was actually pretty damn good. It wasn't terribly used because I think there were just better cards than it. But it was a very interesting card. And so it gives this line a little bit of flexibility. We're going to be seeing a lot of this sort of cards, like this Oddish. I'm even going to zoom it in so you guys can see it a little bit better. This card is the typical 60 HP, 20 damage on retreat, but instead of doing necessarily 20 damage, it does 10, and then you heal yourself also 10 damage. So, in most cases, this is not great, but I do think that in this case, it is a third stage evolution. It's actually decent. I think this is better than the standard 20, because this Oddish is going to maintain a lot of its HP, which is very useful for Gloom, and then into Blossom. For 3-stage Pokemons, the ones that have to, sometimes waste turns in order to do what they have to do, I think this is slightly better. Overall, it's an interesting card. 130 HP is decent. 2 energies to do 80 is also really not bad. But it's a third stage. I think Blossom is a... it's a solid card. Is it a solid card? I'm torn. I think it goes to perhaps. We'll see how it goes later, but for now it's perhaps. Tangela? I think this Tangela... It either is the same that we already had, or it's very similar. Regardless, it's not a great card. 2 energies to start off with is just not doable. The 70 HP is nice. It then evolves into Tangrowth with 130. For a stage 1, it's quite good. And then 4 energies, 90-30 healing. I don't think this is worth it. Again, it's an interesting card, but unless you're like really accelerating energies onto the Tangrowth, I don't think it's good at all. Like 90 damage for this is not good. Healing 30 is very good, but you don't have enough HP to make it worth it, and you don't attack fast, so you're not utilizing the fact that you're stage 1. Yeah. Oh my god, I can't write. That's so funny. Yeah, Tangrowth is a no thanks. I don't think this card is going to get any play, and it's really sad because I do love Tangrowth. Yeah, sad to see. Yanma, overall a weak card, less HP than normal, but colorless energy is good. And then it evolves into straight up EX, no regular Yanmega, just Yanmega EX. Okay. For stage 1, again, 140 is very good. It's an EX, so it's not as good as Tangrowth. But 3 colorless energy for 120 damage is a very good damage trade-off. Discard a random energy from this Pokemon. The randomness doesn't really matter most of the time because this is colorless, so you're probably running this on another deck. And you can also attach whatever energy is needed. We're on retreat cost. I think this is decent. Like, this reminds me of Pidgeot. Less HP, of course. But on most cases, a very comparable amount of damage. This is a stage 1, discard an energy. Here's the thing. If I'm putting this Yanmega on the field, I don't think I mind discarding an energy every turn. Because doing 120 every single turn, it's very, very good. And you'll see later there are some cards that will be able to power up Yamega so that you can perhaps even put energies on other Pokemon before you have to keep on putting on Yamega. I rate this card. I think this is a solid card, isn't it? That's kind of what I'm thinking here. I think Yamega is a solid card. I guess we should put EX. That doesn't matter. Yamega is solid. It might be really good, but I'm not certain. Like, here's the thing. You could totally just build this as an EX killer. You know, those EXs that have, you know, your 120 to 130 damage. Sorry, HP. This can be a very good counter to it. I'm going to move this to really good. Maybe not on this set, but this Yamega is just so versatile that I think eventually this card is going to become better and better. So I'll put it at really good, but I'm not sure. This Roselia is very nice. 70 HP, 21. It's way better than average because of the plus 10 HP. And then it goes into Rose Raid. 100 HP on the stage 1, which is nice. 2 retreat. And then 2 energies for 50 damage plus poison. So immediate 60 damage. It's not good. This is very comparable to like the Golduck and like especially the Sandslash. I think the Sandslash is the closest comparison because it's also 100 HP, 2 energies. Yeah, it's doing 60 effectively, and then when they come back to you, it does the 70 damage. Yeah, I don't think this is good. This is going to stay on the perhaps. You can maybe do some combos with it, but overall, Torterra here. I don't rate Torterra at all. I've already seen this card before, and I don't think this card is going to be good at all. It's very nice HP, but it's 4 retreat cost, and like doing 150 damage for 4 is very decent. Like that's the expected amount of damage. But you can't use this attack next turn. It's kind of like, so you attack with it and then you put it out? I really don't understand this card. This card is a yeah, no, unfortunately. I don't even need to look at anything else, but this third pick is also really bad. Grotto is also really bad. It's just, this line does not work. This is not going to get played at all. Really sad because I love Torterra. Like, I'm going to say that a lot, that I love a lot of these cards, but this was my first generation, Diamond and Pearl Platinum, so I love a lot of these mons. Hopefully Torterra EX is going to fix this, because this is just not doable. Kricketot is decent. Cricketune. Oh, it's not confused. Okay, so you're doing 50 damage, and then there's a 50% chance your opponent doesn't hit you. Which is the same as Sleep, honestly. It's an annoying card, but you have to put this on the active and deal damage. 50 damage is not that much. If you could get some other stuff going, like if you could like sleep your opponent as well and stuff, you can make something. Also, sorry if you hear any noise. My neighbors are moving, so that happens. Yeah, Cricketune here. Perhaps it could work. It's not going to be a good card though. This Wormadam is very interesting to me because I believe I've seen this art before. I think this is an old art that they reused or something. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 30 more damage. So on average, is going to do 75 for 3 energies, which is bad. 2 retreat is not great. 120, no. Yeah. Sorry, Wormadam fans, if you exist, this is not good. Vespiquen. Actually, Vespiquen is very, very comparable to Rose Raid, as you can see. It's pretty much the same on. I think Vespa Queen is better, but it has less utility. I think it's going to just stay on the exact same spot. It's interesting. Oh, Vespa Queen. Oh, didn't know it was written like that. Okay. Carnivine. 40 plus 25 average, so a 65 for 3. Hell no. Yeah, not even for like a wall, it's that good. Carnivine stays here. Leafeon. Oh. This is an interesting card, because here you can start to compare again with Vespa Queen and stuff. This is, I guess, a comparison to like more like Golduck and Bisharp. 90 HP, 90 damage for 2 energies and 1 retreat is very, very solid. Like, this is very good. But you can't attack with this Leafeon. And that is super annoying. That means you're like attacking and then you have to swap it out, which means you're wasting an energy. Again, if there's some way that you can like ignore this, it's very good. As it is, it's a perhaps. I don't think he's going to get that much playtime. Yeah, I don't know. It feels too much. Romotom. Yes, I have dyslexia. How did you know? Okay, basic 80 HP. 2 energies. If heads, discard a random energy from your opponent's active. This is interesting. It's not good. Like, we've seen a lot of cards like this. Yeah. It's no. Shaman. I think this is really good. I saw this card before. I didn't see all of them, of course, because I wanted to have some honest reactions here, but Shaman I did, and I think this card is really good. So it has, the ability is just crazy, and that's the only reason why you would ever run this. So once during your turn, you may heal 10 damage from each of your Pokemon. So this is very similar to Butterfree, and I love Butterfree. So Butterfree has the same ability, but you heal 20, but it's a stage 2, okay? So this is a basic Pokemon. Like Butterfree, the ability requires no sort of energy requirements, so you can splash this on just about any deck. And it's a basic Pokemon, so you put it in and it's immediately doing something. This completely outclasses Butterfree. I already thought Butterfree was like a solid card. This is really good. Like, to any deck that has mons with large amount of HP, and or decks that take a long time to get set up, this Shaman is a chef's kiss on this. This Shaman is really nice, and I really want to find this card. So yeah, yeah, this is better than Yamega. Honestly, this card is way better than Yamega. That's how I'm saying it. I really hope I'm right with all of these predictions. I could be totally wrong, but I guess we'll see. Magmar into Magmortar. So first of all, this Magmortar does not require this Magmar. We already have, I believe, 2 other Magmars. But for 1 energy, take an energy from your energy zone, attach it to this Pokemon. This is very good for ramping. 80 HP is also very good. And looking at Magmortar, dealing 100 damage, it doesn't really matter if Magmar does damage. Like, you really just want to get to these energies as fast as possible, and with this attack, you could get them to them in like 2 turns. 80 HP, it usually means you can take a hit. Depends on how early game your Magmar is getting set up. But if you have, for example, the Shaman or a Potion, I think it's super doable that your Magmar can set himself up to evolve into Magmortar and just attack. Stage 1, 130 HP, decent. The retreat is high, especially for this amount of HP. Like, this is more likely than not you're just putting it in and it's going to die because you don't want to pay this retreat to get it out. And then 100 damage and the opponent is burned, 4 energies. I think this is very good because burned, Remind me. Let me just check that. I'll be right back. Okay, so I am back, and I've just checked out burn. So burn is 20 damage every single turn, but you get to flip a coin, and if it's heads, you stop being burned. So on average, this will do 10 more damage. On average, this is going to be just poison damage, and it's very, very good. I honestly think this is very good. This Mag Mortar, like 100 damage, there's nothing in the game that really is going to be able to avoid being two-shot by this, at least. Of course, you can one-shot a lot of things, and this evolves pretty fast. Not only because of Magmar, but you can also use Moltres to power this up. I honestly think Mag Mortar is solid. Solid or really good? Is it going to break the meta? Maybe not. No, I think this is really good. I think Mag Mortar is really good. So we're going to put it there. It might go down. It's kind of like Mega. But I think this is solid, and we're going to see this in some decks. I really believe. Slugma Macargo. Very average card, 70 HP to retreat. Okay. And in Macargo, 30 opponent is burned. It's like 30 plus, yeah, poison, 40 damage on average. No, I'm sorry. This is a yeah, no. Could be interesting in some other situations, but yeah, it's a no. And then we have a big boy starter here. Chimchar, Monferno, and Infernape. This was one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Let's see. Chimchar is decent. Nothing to say here. I do like Monferno. It's a nice HP boost, and 1 energy attack is very lovely, because this means you can attack first with Monferno immediately, and I do quite like that. And then I think this Infernape is very good. Like 140 damage. Again, this card was leaked a few days ago, so I was already kind of thinking about this character, this Pokemon. This is very good. Like, this card is legit. Like, 140 damage is enough to kill really a lot of things, including EX Pokemon. Like, if you have a Giovanni, this kills Mewtwo, and that's a massive swing for 2 energies. Like, that's the thing, this is for 2 energies, 140 damage. The downside is that you discard all fire energy from this Pokemon, but I'm also just really looking at this card and thinking like, okay, you could just run this with Moltres, right? Like, you could just run this with Moltres. Like, you start out with Infernape, I guess, or Moltres, doesn't really matter. You attack with this move, and then you just swap out because you have no retreat cost. You get Moltres in, you get the 2 energy back, you use Leaf, for example, on the Moltres, and you're attacking again. And that's like twice this amount, so 280 damage in like 3 turns, which is just insane. So I think this card is on the really good as well. And I might honestly put it on bot to break the game. I think so. I think this card is very, very good. And like, it's just like, even if you have to discard all your fire energy and you have to manually reattach them, like you just spend 1 turn not doing anything at all, this card is still very good. Like, this is on average doing, yeah, 70 damage per energy. That is a lot of damage, and you have a lot of HP to be able to maintain this. Yes, it's a 3-stage evolution, but fire types have a lot of like really good first Pokemon that you can put in and then just farm the second card on the back. So yeah, this card is very good. I think this card is going to break the game. Rotom Heat. Flip a coin. Bro, no. What? What is that? Next. I'm not even going to look at it. I'm done. This lineup is bad. And then Piloswine and Mamoswine have an interesting ability on Thick Fat. Minus 30 damage from 2 types. 160 HP. Big retreat cost. For energies to do 120 is like... It's not a bad card, but it's not good. I think Mamo goes straight here. Like, if you can get... Again, like, you can accelerate energies. Misty can make this card a lot better, but it's a 3rd stage. And Thick Fat, most games it just does nothing. I don't see it. Regice. Prevent all effects of attacks. I don't think this is good either. Like, there's some uses. This is clearly going to be like a little basic tank Pokemon that you can put up front. 50 damage for 2 water is not that good. The retreat is okay. It's a perhaps, I think, as well. Like, you could use this. Is it better than something else? Probably not. Piplup, Primplup, and Empoleon. I also really like this card. This Pokemon Empoleon has a special place in my heart. So, yeah. Very nice card. Let's see. Piplup, 60 HP. It's the basic one, but you heal 20 damage. Again, like I said on the Oddish, I like this. I actually like this. You don't need to do that much pressure with Piplup. You just kind of want to make sure that it doesn't die before you evolve. So I like it. Nice HP boost on Primplup. 2 energies, it's okay. 30 damage is pretty mid. And then we get Empoleon, which is where it really matters. 3rd stage. Sorry, stage 2. 150 HP is decent. And then this attack is... Yeah, this attack is good. It's 3 energies, water, so you can Misty, you can Vaporeon this. The 80 damage is really solid, like this 2-hit KOs most things. Again, this reaches 160. 2 hits, it's 160. And you can take a hit with 150, it's the same as Mewtwo. So this is decent damage, and then you get to do 30 damage to one of your opponent's benched. This is, again, very, very good. Like, 30 plus 30 is what you need to kill the most basic Pokemon. Like, this 2 shots of Piplup, and 2 shots of Pokemon in the active slot. This can be a sneaky good card. Like, if your opponent puts a Mon down and they can't evolve it, this Aqua Jet comes in and just kills it, and does a lot of pressure in the front line. Or alternatively, you just really weaken a Pokemon on the back that then has to come in and take 80 damage. Like, if you do that, it's like 80 plus 30, that's 110. That can legitimately kill a lot of Mons as well. This is... It's not really good, because it's a 3rd stage. Yeah, I think this is here. Hold on. Let me... Yeah, Yamega, Mag, and Empoleon on solid card. Shaman, I think Shaman, I think, is a tier above. And Infernape, yeah, I think this is good. Buizel is decent. Floatzel. Average 45 for 1 energy is not bad. Oh, there's a thunderstorm going on. Wow. Okay. Yeah, this is an interesting card for Floatzel. I don't see this being used that often, but it's not a bad card at all. 45 for 1 is very decent. But it's nothing crazy. It has more HP than the Primeape that does a similar thing. I think this is solid. Like, there was no reason why you wouldn't run this card, you know? Like, especially if you're running like a really fast deck, this can be very good. Like, imagine you come in with a Floatzel, like on the, I guess, turn 3. You evolve, attach an energy, and you flip heads, you do 60 damage to a Pokemon like Buizel. That's a point immediately. Yeah, this is solid. Gastrodon. Okay. Yeah, I understand what they were trying to do. If this did, like, instead of 20 damage to one of your benched, to one of your opponent's benched, it did 10 to all of them, I could see it. As it is, no, I don't think this is good. I don't think this is good at all. Gastrodon. Next, we have a new Finian and Luminion. Ooh, hold up. Oh yeah, I'll go to the Finian after. This Luminion is great. This is the better Floatzel. What the hell? Immediately? Like, this is what the Primeape does. Like, legitimately, this is what the Primeape from last set did, and the Primeape was also really nice. Do I want to boost this to really good? It also has more HP, right? The Primeape is only 80. 1 retreat cost? Guaranteed 50 damage. You don't kill the 60 HP mon, but you could Giovanni this. I like this. Oh. It's a really close for me to putting it in really good. I will have to be honest with you. This Luminion I rated. Not sure actually if it's better than the Floatzel, because the flip is also very nice. But these cards are very solid. Very interesting for making aggro water decks. Like this with like a Grand could be very, very interesting. Does that make me put them further? Because they do put a lot of pressure. Huh. I'll put them here for now, but these two are sneaky. Water's getting a lot of sneaky good cards. Snoover. Oh, sorry, I forgot Finian. If heads during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage to this Pokemon. Interesting, but not interesting enough. It's kind of whatever. If your opponent's active as 30 more damage, not a good effect. Abomasnow, not a good Pokemon. Like, this is not even on the perhaps. This is just not good. Abomasnow. Glaceon. Flip a coin if heads, your opponent's active is now paralyzed. This is not bad, you know. 64-2 is kinda low. But 50% of the time, your opponent does not attack. It's really nice for stall mon, and you can also run this with, like, you could do 2 Eevees, 1 Glaceon, 1 Vaporeon on water decks. I like it. I do like it. Yeah, Rotom Watch is not good. And Frost is probably not as well. Yeah. Sorry to tell you, but all the Rotoms seem to be just bad. Oh, and then we go into Palkia. Palkia EX, 150 HP, same as Mewtwo. This thing is really nice. Slash for 1. It's just like Mewtwo, the way that he can do with low energy some pressure. Very nice on Palkia. Yeah. So 150 for 4 is already good. This is what Mewtwo does very well. Mewtwo gets to charge energies to do this. Water is same with Misty and with Vaporeon. You discard 3 energies from this Pokemon, which is bad, but again, you can charge it. 20 damage to each of your opponent's benched. Here's the thing, if you can get like all of the energies, like if you flip a lot of heads with Misty, you lose the game immediately to this thing. If not, I think Palkia is just really good. I don't think Palkia is better than Infernape at all. Like, I even would say that this card is almost situational. Like, Gyarados might be better, question mark? I'm not sure how to rate this. I really don't. It's an interesting card for sure. Discard 3, then you can slash. It's interesting. It's really good. That's what. Yeah, I'm not going to move it. Manaphy, 50. Choose 2 of your benched Pokemon. For each of those Pokemon, take a water energy from your energy zone and attach it to them. So you accelerate 2 energies onto 2 different Pokemon. If you have a Porygon, that does not matter. I see. So just another energy accelerant for Water Dex. 50 HP is dangerous, but this could win you the game. It's 2 energies for free. Yeah, this is really good. Especially like really early game, you could get a lot of stuff from this Manaphy, so I do enjoy it. Yeah. This one is bad, this one is mid. Magnezone is interesting. It really is. Because you pair this with the previous Magnezone that just charges energies for free every turn. And 110 is a very decent amount of damage. 140 is also very decent. I can see this Magnezone being really good, actually. It's a stage 3? I really like the 110 damage. You don't kill most EXs, but it's a lot of damage, man. And you could charge this pretty quickly. The only thing is, like, it's a stage 2. I'm going to put it on solid, but be aware of this card. Be aware, this could rise up. Voltorb is interesting for the 30 damage, but you lose HP. It could be nice. This Electrode is exactly the same as Mankey. I like the versatility. I think this is also solid. Electrode. Electabuzz with charge. Very similar to what we had here on Magmar. Is it the same card? Yeah, it's the same card. Just flavored differently. So this is good. I like this. And then Electivire. Oh my god, I love Electivire. One of my favorite Pokemon of all time. I love this mon. 120 HP. 2 energies for 40. And if you have 4 energy, it does 120. This is good. You can also surge into the Electabuzz. Ooh, I think this is solid, yeah. Very nice, very nice. Okay. Luxray, a lot of people's favorite. Let's see. Prevent all damage. Interesting. Let's see, the Luxray. No Retreat is very good for 130 HP. Stage 3, discard all energy from this Pokemon. This deck does 120 to one of your opponent's Pokemon. It's interesting. This is kind of copying the Raichu that we already have. It's a similar amount of damage for the same amount of energy, but you don't accelerate this. This is one of those cards, like, if you can have cards on the front line that don't require you to put energy on them, like a Magnezone perhaps, or even a Voltorb with 1 energy, you know, you can just have this Luxray ready to just do a final KO. Like, perhaps you can catch this on an EX, like you do a little damage to it, you get a KO, and then Luxray can just come in and kill the EX. That's a very reasonable endgame. It's a stage 3, but this sort of strategy doesn't really care because you're not attacking with this first, hopefully. It's solid, yeah. I think this is solid and could see a lot of meta placements. Pachi, I've seen this before. This is really good. I know people will be looking at this initially and thinking this is just worse Pikachu, but think about this for a second. It's the same amount of HP as Pikachu, yeah? For 2 energy, you're going to be doing a little bit less, assuming you have a Pokemon tool attached. But at the same time, like, you don't require that many other Pokemon. Like, Pikachu requires you to have a full bench to do 90 damage. This thing just requires a tool. Like, you could be attacking on turn 2 with this thing for like 80 damage, and you don't need the luck to have all of the basic Pokemon. Like, you can run Pachirisu and just hope that you get a tool. And I think that's easier to do than to have 3 benched Pokemon, you know? So I do think Pachirisu is a lot more versatile, a lot easier to get in, and that kind of compensates for the lack of damage. Also, the damage threshold from 80 to 90, it doesn't really matter, I don't think. Like, most stage 2 Pokemons are 80 HP anyways, as you can see. Like, they're mostly 80 HP. Sometimes you get 90, but you can Giovanni that. Or perhaps you can get a Pokemon tool that does more damage, we'll see later. And also on 2 shots, it's pretty much the same. Like, you do lose damage, but I don't think the damage that you lose is that important. So I do think this is just straight up better than Pikachu. Not crazy better, slightly better. And it also just really depends on what tools we get to put on Pachirisu, but I think this is here. Also, just to add on to it, Pachirisu can be played with Pikachu. Like, there's no reason why you don't play this with Pikachu as well. Just saying. Pikachu is a great basic Pokemon for you to have. Or sorry, the other way around. Pachirisu is a great basic Pokemon for you to put right next to the Pikachu. I think this is very good. It's not as good as Infernape, but I think this is going to be a solid meta card and is going to sub out Pikachu a lot in some decks. Rotom. Ass. Sorry. It's like, yeah, no, sorry. This is not a good card. Moving on. Don't want to waste time on it. This line is interesting. So, Togepi is not very good because of the lower HP. But Togetic does have the 1 energy for 40, which is very good. Because 1 energy on a stage 1, you can attack immediately with this. So I do rate this for now. And in Togekiss, I think this mon is going to go crazy. 60 1 turn. The first time you do this hit, it's 60 damage. And if you do it again, it's 120 damage. Like, Togekiss is going to live it. This is a decent amount of HP. It's Psychic type, so you can use like Mythical Slab to force in the other evolutions in, you know? And the combo, like doing 61 turn after you've done 40 can probably get you a KO, and then doing 120 and then subsequently always 120 is very good pressure damage. And you compare this with Cynthia. Cynthia just is a Spore card. Where is it? Just so I can show you guys without spoiling much. Cynthia here. You just do 50 more damage, like with Garchomp or Togekiss. We'll look at Garchomp later. But Togekiss, like, this goes to from 60 to 110, very good. And then it goes from 120 to 170. It's really good. It could break the game, but I don't think it will. It's just too inconsistent because it's still a stage 2. But it's very good. Mischievous, don't care about this card. There's going to be a promotion card that has 1 energy and puts the opponent confused. That's the one you're probably going to want. Although you can also put them confused with Dismiss Magius. 70 and Confusion is good. I like this. I like this. It's a good damage output, and Confusion is also very good. On Psychic type, no less. You could pair this with like Hypno, for example, and just be really annoying with the Mismagius. I like it. I think this Mismagius is very good. This is solid. Solid, sorry, really good. Miss Magius. Very good card. I want this card, and I think this is going to do rounds here. It's an EX, so there's a lot of chances that you just lose 2 points with this. But 140 HP is decent, it's very decent, for stage 1 especially. In half of the turns, you're not going to take any damage. I like this. This is like Doug Trio, but better. New Ralts and Curlia. I like the teleport on Ralts. This is very good, I think. Also just a very nice upgrade for like Mewtwo decks, because at teleport you don't lose Ralts as easily. We don't have a Gardevoir here because it's going to evolve into a Gallade, which we'll see later. In fact, let me just get it right now. So this is the Gallade that's going to be evolving into. Both of these have colorless energies, which is very important because, yeah, it's fighting type. The energies that you're going to have to attach to the Gallade. 170 HP is crazy nice. And then this is a very similar effect to Zam. On average, I would say Pokemon are going to have 3 energies attached to them. It could be 2, but often 2 energies means that it's going to be a lower HP Pokemon as well. So with 2 energies on your opponent's Pokemon, this thing is doing 110, which again, very nice damage. If they have 3 energies, you go to 130. So you can kill a lot of EXs with this. It's a solid card, especially for 2. Yeah. Yeah. This is really good. Is it game breaking? It might be. I'm thinking more about it. It's a stage 3 though. Can you keep up until you get this thing on? I think so. It's also, yeah, it's a stage 3, yes, but it's also one of those cards that like the longer the game goes for, the more damage it's going to do. I think is it actually? It is doing a lot more damage than Pachi. I'm going to put it here, but it could be on really good. That's what I'm going to say about it. Basic Duskull, this is bad. This is terrible. 3 energies to do 50 damage is really bad. But Dusknoir has a really nice ability. As often as you like during your turn, you may choose one of your Pokemon that has damage on it. Move all of its damage to this Pokemon. That is so good. Like, this just makes a lot of Mons incredibly bulky. Dusknoir also combos with the Shaman. You heal 10 damage. So essentially, you move all of the damage tokens from one of your Mons into Dusknoir, and then you heal 10 from both of them. Oh, actually, I guess first you would heal and then put Dusknoir. I guess depends on which case it is. Yeah. This is a very interesting card. It's very similar to like a Butterfree. I'm going to put it on solid. Only because it's a stage 3 and Dusknoir does not have that much HP to absorb damage. And it can become weak to damage on the bench. But it's a very interesting effect. And in the future, this could be a problem. We'll see. What? Why would you have this? This is not good. What? No, this is not even on perhaps. This is just not good. Drifblim, unfortunate. Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf. So, wait, only Mesprit is 10? The other ones are basics? Yeah, it has a different rarity, huh? Okay, Uxie. Take an energy from your energy zone and attach it to Mesprit or Azelf exclusive. Could be good. Also 20 damage is very nice. 20 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Interesting, but not crazy. And then the Mesprit, which is supposed to be the best one. 3 energies, 160 is very good. You can use this attack only if you have an Uxie and an Azelf on your bench. Discard all energy from this Pokemon. So you get to charge this with Uxie and do some passive damage. This is a lot of damage. Like, this is an EX killer. You have a really low HP, but even if you die, like, it's only a basic, to be fair. I don't think Azelf is going to be played, but this combo of Uxie and Mesprit could be very interesting. Like, this is 8 cards that you have here that are super interesting. You could play this with like Gardevoir as well to charge up Mesprit again. I think this is really good. Yeah, like 160 damage, are you insane? Mesprit, I guess we'll put it as Mesprit Gang, so we don't rate them all because they're going to be played together. I don't think Azelf is good at all. Like, this is not going to get played, I don't think. Unless it's to pair with something else. Oh, wait. Oh, you do have to play Azelf. You have to play Azelf, otherwise this doesn't hit. I still think it's really good. It gives you extra utility. It also means that you can't use Gardevoir, like 2 Gardevoir. You can only use 1. I still think it's really good though. We'll see how it actually turns out. It has a lot of restrictions, but I think a skillful player is going to put this to work. Giratina, I saw this card before. I really need you guys to zoom on this. This card is terrible. Like, I'm annoyed because Giratina, again, one of my favorite Pokemon, should be a big rival to Palkia and Dialga. The art is great. This card is not good. 3 energies for 70 is terrible. Basic with 120 is good for a tank, but you have 3 cost retreat, which is not good. You do have the ability Levitate, which kind of makes up for it. So if it has any energy attached, it has no retreat cost. So what does this mean? It means that as long as you put an energy on Giratina, you have a 120 HP tank that has no retreat cost. So you could take it out. You could eventually put it back in to maybe take another hit. You know, so it dies instead of something else. It's interesting. I don't know. Like, for a 3-star rarity, this is a perhaps for me. Giratina. I am almost certain we're going to see on the future a Giratina EX, which I'm really hoping it's better than this. Like, this has a place in the meta, but it's not going to be doing that much, I don't think. Cress. Heal 20 damage from this Pokemon for 50. I don't think this is bad at all. It's a basic Pokemon with the same amount of numbers as like the ones we've seen before, like Golduck, for example. But it has a lot more HP. Like 50 is decent when you're healing 20. Again, the HP is nice for a basic. It's low for late game, but early game, this is a big problem for your opponents. You're putting a lot of pressure, and they can't really kill you easily. So, I like this as a tank, perhaps with a Curlia core, to then help you power up something else on the backline. That's kind of what I'm thinking with Cress. This could be good on like a Mewtwo deck, but overall I think it's a perhaps. That's kind of what I'm putting it, because it doesn't really shine, I don't think. The HP is very nice. It's a solid card. I think it's a solid card. Okay, these boys finally get an evolution. I think these cards are also better than the ones we had previously, I'm not sure. Let's see Rhyperior. 160 HP. Discard the top 3 cards of your deck, but does 150. Do we have any sort of acceleration for this? Give me just a second. So we don't have any sort of energy acceleration for the right figure, which annoys me. Third stage? No, that's not good. It could be very good in the future, but without energy acceleration, this card is not doing anything. The previous evolutions are also just not good as well. I don't see it. Gliscor. 1 energy, flip 2 coins, attack does 20 more damage for each head. So it's 20 plus 20 average, 40 damage for 1. Not bad at all. It's basically a Rapidash from the first set, but with 1 more retreat, which is not great. Yeah, it's a perhaps. It's a perhaps. I don't think you're going to be seeing this that often. Hitmontop. No. And the Nose Pass, I'm not even going to rank it. I don't think it's fair to rank this with Nose Pass. It's a very incomplete card. We need to see Probopass, so I'm just going to leave it for now. Regirock. Basic 120, 3 retreat cost is tough. This Pokemon takes minus 20, oh, so it's beefy. It's an interesting card. It's just a big wall. 3 retreat is not terrible, but I don't think this is going to be a great card overall. I don't. Because it's one of those mons, like you stay there, it's really hard to remove this Regirock, but you're also just not doing that much. You know, like they are also setting up and eventually you will have to take this out. It's just a trap. Ooh, this evolved from a fossil. Keep that in mind, it's a stage 1 for Cranidos. But 50 damage for 1 is really nice and 90 HP. Like this is just solid card. And in Rampardos, 150, decent. 1 energy doing 130 is crazy. If your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by damage from this attack, this Pokemon does 50 damage to itself. Okay. It could mean that you can only use this once if you get a kill. If you can do this thing twice, I think it becomes worth it. The 50 damage really does ramp up, because it's 50, you go to 100, and you might have some damage previously. If they don't kill you, you could legitimately throw this out twice and get 2 kills with Rampardos. And that could be really nice. It's a fossil, so it's going to come out later in the game, most likely. But this damage is very, very good. I am thinking solid. I'm scared because it's fossil. I'm going to put it as solid. I think Rampardos is going to be on the solid. But I'm scared. I'm scared that this is not going to be good. Wormadam, there's another version. It's also bad. I'm not even going to rate it. This thing is broken. I saw the leaks. This thing is broken. Yeah, about to break the game. I don't care. This is a stage 2. Sorry, stage 1. So evolution. 100 HP. 40 damage for 2 is bad, but with Fighting Coach, it's actually 60 damage for 2, which is decent. It's decent damage, but the thing is that this applies to everything. So like, all of the fighting mons we've been talking about, and we've been like seeing in the game since forever, do 20 more damage. This Gliscor, for example, which was on a perhaps scale, it does on average 60 damage for 1 if you have this Lucario active. This Rampardos is doing 150 damage now. You get what I'm saying? Like, this legitimately changes so many cards into being really good, like really fast. It's 2D active Pokemon, so this does not stat with like Hitmonlee, but you can do this with like Primeape. Like, Primeape is doing 70 damage for 1 energy, for example. I think this Lucario is really, really good, and you should try to get your hands on this as fast as possible, because even in metas in the future, this Lucario is always going to be relevant. This is very, very good. Hippowdon, on the other hand, I don't see the reason why you would ever run this card. I'm gonna be honest. The HP is good, but the energy per damage is not good, and really high retreat cost. It's not a good card at all. Hippowdon. Yeah. No. This is a straight up no. Gully we've talked about. Murkrow's basic decent. Honchkrow. This I believe is exactly the same as the Luminion we had previously. It's a perhaps. I see the potential. I do genuinely see the potential with the Honchkrow. You could come in later in the game and just get a really nice kill off of this. But Dark doesn't really have that much damage spread thus far. I know we have some damage spread later. But yeah. Honchkrow. And until we have a card, a Darkness card, that can do like 20 damage to everything every turn, this is not going to be good. But it's a perhaps. I could see this Honchkrow being used. Either we have Sneasel plus Weavile. I love these cards. Okay. 60, flip 2 coins, 20 damage for each heads. Basic Pokemon has a little bit of more swing to it. It can be really bad, really good. It's overall basic mon. I see a lot of potential in this Weavile. For 1 energy, you can do up to 70, which is a very, very good trade-off. You need to have previous damage on the opponents. And I guess we'll talk about this as well. Spiritomb. I've seen this card before. This is a very, very good card. 10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon for a colorless energy. This will activate Weavile. So essentially they'll have 10 damage. And then you bring in the Weavile. 1 retreat cost for Spiritomb as well, which is very nice. You just do this and you go into the Weavile. And that's 80 damage, because you just did 10 plus 70. I think it's good. This is going to go on to really solid the Weavile. It could be game breaking depending on the combos that we have. Like, you could pair this with like Spiritomb and like Greninja, and all of a sudden you have a legitimately really strong deck. So I could put this on breaking the game. But I'm not sure if it's the Weavile itself that's going to be breaking the game. You know what I mean? For now it's really good, but be very careful about this Weavile. Be very careful. Spiritomb, it's on really good as well. Spiritomb is on very good as well. I really rate this card. It will set up a lot of other cards to do a lot of things. Like Brugzish, very similar to Weavile. Brugzish also works really well with the Spiritomb. You can also just finish off targets. Spiritomb, Gran, and Weavile. I can see this being a very cool deck. So yeah. Mightyena, I don't know, man. I don't know why they keep doing this to you. I don't know why they can't make Mightyena good every time. Like in the games it's bad, here's bad. Yeah. Skuntank. Yeah. You guys know what I'm going to say. I'm not going to say it. Skorupi is bad. Drapion. Flip 4 coins. This attack does 40 damage for each heads. Okay, so on average 80 damage. If at least 2 of them are heads, your opponent's active is now poisoned. So it's on average 80 damage, and on average you will poison them. So it's 90 damage for free. It's on perhaps. I think this is a perhaps. If you can get energy acceleration on darkness, this could be very good. It's a perhaps for now. Krogunk. Flip a coin for each Pokemon you haven't played. This attack does 20 more damage. Sorry. Flip a coin for each Pokemon you haven't played. This attack does 20 damage for each heads. Okay, so let's assume you're running a Pikachu style deck where you have a lot of basic Pokemon. For 2 energies, you're doing on average 40 damage. It's not great. It's not great. If it was for 1 energy, it would be. I think it's just too unreliable. 2 energy is also too much. Toxicroak. I guess we should zoom it a little bit more. I guess I should have thought about that before, but yeah. Toxicroak. Group beatdown as well. So it's the same, but it's 40 damage now. So on average, you're going to be doing 80 damage for 2 energies. That's very good. It's like I said, like this is very similar to like Pika. You don't need the extra damage that Pika does, I don't think. It's a Sage 1. I think this is a solid card. I think this is a solid card, yeah. 80 damage for 2, it's really not that bad. Yeah. It's very comparable to like Lumineon and Glaceon, which we've seen before. Yeah, I'm not sure what other basic Pokemons you could have, because like Darkness is not the most famous type for like really good basics that you can just plug in. But you could pair this with like Weezing, for example. Like Weezing is very decent to pair with Toxicroak. We'll see how it goes. It doesn't have to be even Darkness, but yeah, either that or Colorless. Solid card. Okay, Darkrai 60 in a sleep. So 50% of the time they don't do anything back. 3 energies again. If you had acceleration, yeah. This is a perhaps. And Darkrai EX 140 on a basic is very decent. Nightmare R. Whenever you attach a darkness energy from your energy zone to this Pokemon, do 20 damage to your opponent's active. And then 80 for 3. Okay. So first of all, you can do damage without attacking. Oh. Oh, wait. This does not need to be on the active slot. You can just attach energies to the Darkrai, it does 20 damage. This pairs amazingly with Weavile. Like, if you have Weavile on the active, this on the bench, and the Weavile has 1 energy, just 1, you do 20 damage from the Darkrai to the opponent, and then Weavile does another 70. And then you're also just setting up Darkrai to do damage. Oh my god, wait, no. Hell nah. Hell nah. I've seen your tricks. Oh my god. I don't think that Darkrai is necessarily crazy, but it does allow Weavile to do a lot. I think Darkrai actually is here. Like, on itself, Darkrai is here. But the pairing of these two, ooh, that could be very good. It's also just a basic. This is a 6-card combo. Like, you could still put a Gren here. You could still put Spiritomb easily here. Oh, I like it. And this pairs with Toxicroak too. This pairs with Toxicroak. It's just a basic Pokemon that you pluck in and it does stuff. from an ability. Like, you're doing 80 from Toxicroak, and if you have like 2 Darkrai's on your bench, oh my god, that's an extra 40 damage. Yeah. No, I really like this. I'm sorry, no, this is it. This Darkrai, it might be my favorite EX right now. Oh wow, I did not read that the first time. This is good. Yeah, be ready for Darkrai to be a problem. Whew. Okay, we go into the steel types. Skarmory. It could be interesting. On average 15, I guess. Yeah. It's a perhaps on this one. It's a perhaps. Steel. No, this is just a hell no. Yeah. Fossil Pokemon. Shieldon. 100 HP, which I do like. 50 damage for 1 is bad. Let's see Bastiodon. 160 is very decent. Ooh. If any damage is done to this Pokemon by attacks, flip a coin. If heads, this Pokemon takes minus 100 from that attack. It's unreliable, but it's super interesting. Like, this reminds me a lot of Golem, same base HP. This will average out on you saving 50 damage. So instead of thinking this as 160, you can think of this Pokemon as being 210. Wow. Don't forget to drink water, boys. Water is important for you. Bastiodon. It's very interesting. Headbang for 80. It's not terrible, but it's not good either. If you have energy acceleration, it could be interesting. But you then also need a drawing engine, because this is a 3rd stage fossil. Perhaps. Like, I managed to make a Golem deck that was fun and legitimately decent. I think there's a way for you to do the same with Bastiodon. But we're going to have to see. Perhaps the same way you do it with Butterfree. Now you can add the Shaman as well. I think there's a big possibility that this is decent, but let's see. That's how I'm going to put it as. Wormadam. Next. Bronzor is not good. Bronzong takes minus 20 now. Oh, Probopass is here. So the evolution for Nosepass. So let's see. Nosepass. It's a pretty bad card. Probopass. Flips 3 coins. Attack does 50 more damage for each heads. This will do on average an extra 75 to the 30. Yeah, so it's about 100 damage average for... yeah. You could accelerate energies onto this. It could be okay. It's stage 1. You require a lot to get this going, though. I don't think so. And I know you're looking at the card right next to Probopass, thinking, oh, that's the energy acceleration. I don't think you want to accelerate Probopass, though. There's a lot of better cards than this to accelerate. And let's take a look at it. This is a Dialga. 150 HP, big, like Mewtwo. And then this is the main hit. We've seen this card before, it was leaked before. 2 energies, metal. And you take 2 energies from your energy zone and attach it to one of your benched Pokemon. And also 30 damage. Like, 30 damage is not negligible here. Like, you could, on your 3rd turn, be killing a basic Pokemon. Not likely, because at that point they probably swapped. but it's a very decent amount of damage. This is good. Like, you're just accelerating 2 metal energy to a bench Pokemon. It doesn't require you to be a steel type Pokemon. So as long as your Mon doesn't really care what type of energy it is, this is just a very good energy accelerant, right? Like, this could be very good for Bastiodon. It could be very good for Melmetal, which we've seen previously. Like, this with Melmetal is legitimately something that I really want, and that's why I'm like currently trying to trade for another Melmetal, because I do see the combo. I think there's a lot of potential there. And you could pair this with Yamega. Yamega as well compared with this very, very well. It's a very good card, I think. Dialga, very good. Is it game breaking? No, but I think it's a very decent card. You can also pair 2 Dialga, just boost 2 energies onto the other one, swap this one out, and then just do 100 damage. It's a very good card. Like, I think you're going to see a lot of this card, but I don't think it's going to be game breaking, which is good. Heatran, 120 basic, 3 retreat cost, kind of bad, and then Steel Tackle, 3 110. 20 damage to itself. Sorry, boys. I don't see it. And I'm really excited about this one. Gible into Garchomp. I am very excited about this one because I love Dragon type cards. It's a stage 3, much like Dragonite. So yeah. But it is Water and Fighting, which is quite a nice combo. Like, you can already see decks that run this. You could pair this with Hitmonlee, for example. You could pair this with Greninja. I'm sure there's a lot of other water types that you can pair this with, so that's very interesting here. Gible also attacks for colors, which is quite nice. Garchomp. 140 is decent. The main attack is also just really good. Like, it's just 2 energies. You require both colors, but it is just 2 energies for 100 damage. That is solid. That is very, very good damage for just 2 energies. Like, for 2 energies, you're usually doing 70. Some mons do 80, like Aerodactyl. You have EX Pokemon doing 90, like Starmie and Pikachu, which are like above. This one does 100. That is very good energy efficiency. That's 50 damage per energy. It's the same as Mankey. And you also have this ability called Reckless Shearing. So if you discard a card from your hand, you get to draw a card. This is like, it's not going to be always great, but I rate this ability very much as well. Like, in every game, there's going to be cards in your hand that you don't really need, and you would rather just discard them away to just draw another card. Like, you're just cycling through your deck, and that is very good. It is on a stage 2 Pokemon, so likely you're only going to be using this when you have Garchomp, in which case you probably already have your deck set up and you don't really need any more cards. So I honestly think this ability is kind of useless, and I will say kind of again. But in general, this is a solid card, just because of the raw damage that Dragon Claw does. I'm not going to put it on really good because it's at stage 3. But yeah, I would like this card to be better, and I'm totally going to see if I can make this card be really good. But for now, it's just solid. Yeah. I'm actually going to perhaps move Spiritomb down. I'm looking at it, kind of weird. Spiritomb should go down. I think it was like here-ish on the thing. Yeah. Licky Licky. 100 damage. Flip a coin until you get turtles. No. Why do they insist on making Misties? I don't think this card is good, but this thing could be a menace as well. But no, this thing is not good. Like until we can have a really nice like colorless ramp of energy, not Dialga, something even better, like a double colorless thing. This could be very good. Until then, yeah, this card is, yeah, this is a straight up, yeah, no, sorry. Licky. I'm honestly glad that this card is not good because I don't like this Pokemon. Pokemon weird. Eevee. Really basic. This effect is interesting, but it doesn't really do that much. It's just a cute card. Porygon. I've kind of talked about this before on the previous video that we did for the Porygons. I don't think this card is great. A lot of people have been really interested in this card. I don't like this card. 3 energies for 80 is not good. And you changing the types of energies of your opponent on a stage 3 where most of your opponent's Pokemon have already been set up. I don't think this card is good at all. Like, I don't want this card at all in my decks. I would be very surprised if this gets any playtime, honestly. I don't rate it. Apom is good. Ambipom. 40 damage for 1 on average. It's perhaps, yeah. It's actually really nice to see this card coming. I actually have an Ambipom card myself that I wanted to put out. I think it's a lot better than this, and I hope you guys will subscribe to the channel to see if you get to see this video as well. It's much more interesting, I would say, than this one. But yeah, I won't spoil any further. Just keep watching. Starly. Oh, you discard Pokemon tools from your opponent's active, but you lose 10 HP for it. I like it. I don't think it's necessarily good because you're in range for 20 plus Geo. But it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. Braviary, Staravia is not good. Staraptor, 140 clutch. Oh, you can't retreat. It's an interesting card as well. It's very similar to like Arbok and Galvantula. It's the same effect. I enjoy the 80 damage. It's a stage 3, but it can be powered by anything. Perhaps. It's a perhaps, yeah. Bidoof. I saw this card yesterday. This card is super cute with Super Fang. You will notice that this actually does the same thing as every basic Pokemon. So like, if it's like a Bidoof versus Porygon is super basic. Bidoof does 30 damage, and then it does 20 damage, and then it does 10. It's the same as doing 20-20-20. It's just separated. Of course, if you're attacking a much higher HP pool Pokemon like Porygon here, you're doing 70 damage on the first one, which is very good. But then the damage does drop off, and Bidoof doesn't have enough HP to just keep on attacking other mons. And the 2-star cost for using this, I'm sorry to tell you guys, I don't think this is worth it. It could be an interesting card, like if they start with like an EX, so I haven't even seen this card before, but like Regigigas. If you start with the Bidoof, instead of doing like 20-40 damage, you could do like 0 and then doing 70, right? And then you evolve into Babarian and you do 60. Yeah, it's on a perhaps again. It could be interesting, but I don't think it's going to be good. It's not a throwaway either. We'll see. Baniri, it's not good. Lopunny. Oh, it's an interesting card. So 20 to the active, 20 to the benched. It's an interesting card. I could see some combos. It's also very nice that this is a normal, colorless Pokemon. Yeah, but I don't see this being that good. We'll see. Glameow, just neutral card, good potential damage, but yeah, her ugly. Your opponent reveals their hand, choose a card you find there, and shuffle it into your opponent's deck. But it's 60 damage and it's 3. Also 3 to get it out. Yes, it's cute, it's an interesting card. It takes too long to get it set up. Yeah. So no, Perugly is a no-go for me. Chatot, flip 3 coins. This attack does 20 damage for each heads. So on average it's 35 for 1, which is good. But this card just doesn't go anywhere. You know, it doesn't do much. It's not bad. It's a decent damage output. But yeah, it's not a good card in general. Yeah. Ooh. Wait, hold up. This is just better Aerodactyl. 2 energies. Flip a coin if heads. Put your opponent's active Pokemon into their hand. Ooh. Rotom Fan is a perhaps. But it's a very interesting perhaps. It really is. Like, this is the same as Aerodactyl. I like this card. It's a basic. It's very interesting. Like, think about it. If you're fighting... Imagine you're fighting like a Charizard with a bunch of energies. This card could literally save you the game by flipping heads. Right there. This card is sneaky. Could be very interesting. I think this card could be very interesting. Yeah. And then Gigas. This attack does more damage equal to the damage this Pokemon has. Ooh. It could be... it takes a long time to do damage. And you're likely not going to be able to have more than 100 damage dealt on Gigas, because otherwise you're probably just going to die. Could do 150? No. I don't see this card being played. Skull Fossil and Armor Fossil, we already know what they do. So now we're getting onto another very interesting part, which is the items. This is usually where a lot of things really get done. Item, Pokemon Communication. Choose a Pokemon in your hand and switch it with a random Pokemon in your deck. Oh. I think that's good. For an item, this is kind of like a Pokeball, but for like stage 2 and stuff. Ooh, I like it. I think this is really good. Like, you could see this in a lot of decks, especially if you're running like stage 3 mons. This helps a lot in consistency. Pokemon Calm. Guess with just one M. I like this. This is really good. Is it game breaking? No, not at all. But I think it's good. And then the Pokemon tools. Giant Cave. This Pokemon gets 20 HP. This is good. Like, the way I see it is that this is the same as a potion, but you can preemptively potion, and it's a Pokemon tool. Use Pokemon tools by attaching them to your Pokemon. Yeah, only one tool per Pokemon. Like, this is potion and blue in the same thing. I love this. I actually love this. Like, this changes so many breakpoints. Like, if blue was good, just adding 10 HP, temporary HP, this is just a plus 20. and it stays on the Pokemon. I think this is game breaking. Like, this legitimately changes a lot of things about the game. I really like this. Rocky Helmet is also really good, but it's not game breaking, I don't think. I already saw what it does. It's the Jordagon's ability, Rough Skin, but on a tool. So this essentially can make any Pokemon become a tank because they don't want to attack you. It can really help slow gameplay Pokemon to do something. Like when you have like, again, like Golem decks, for example, will really appreciate this Rocky Helmet. When you want to play slow, this is very, very nice. I don't think it's going to break the game as much as Giant Cape is. It could, yeah. No, I'm sorry. I think this is very good. It can turn any of your mons into tanks, or it can turn your mon into being a really big problem for damage. Like if you were missing 20 damage to kill a Pokemon of your opponents, if you attack Rocky Helmet, you checkmate them. Yeah, I like this a lot. It helps a lot of very specific things very well. And in the Lumberry, it recovers all status conditions, which is good. Don't get me wrong, it's good. If it's super situational, and you never know if this is just going to be a useless card. You could pair this with like Garchomp, I guess. It's going to be on solid, I think. Yeah. Cyrus I've already seen from the leaks. This thing is really nice. It's not for every deck. It's the same as Sabrina, but it's but you get to choose the card as long as it already has damage on it. Now, on some decks, this is a useless card because you're not doing damage to the bench. But if you are doing damage to the bench, being able to choose a Pokemon already damaged, it's insane. So this, to me, is going to about to break the game. And I'm really happy for it because I really like this card. But this card is going to be so annoying to play against. Like this thing, this thing is going to be a problem. I feel like people are going to get mad at this one. Galactic Grunt, put a random Glameow, Stunky, or Krogunk. Okay, so Glameow is here. Pretty average Pokemon, I would say. And then Krogunk and Stunky is above. They're not great Pokemon on themselves, but you need to be aware that this will help you do Krogunk's and Toxicroak's attack. So on Pikachu decks, for example, for you to have the extra damage, you kind of just have to draw extra Pokemon. You could Pokeball them, but otherwise you're kind of just going to have to draw them. With this card, you can more or less guarantee that you're going to have the extra mons. So between 2 copies of this and 2 copies of Pokeball, plus just drawing them, you're going to have the mons very, very often. So I think it's a really good card. I honestly think it's a really good card. Is the team comp going to be really good? Maybe not, but I think there's potential. Should I move Toxicroak up because of this? Just it's a solid 80 damage every turn. It is 2 retreat cost. I'm not going to do it. But yeah, this is kind of where I'm putting it. Cynthia's is very nice as well. This is just, yeah, about to break the game. It's not... Yeah, because Togekiss and Garchomp, we already know they're very good. Like, where are these boys? Togekiss is on really good, and I put Garchomp on solid card. They just boost these cards into being very, very good. Like, Garchomp can do 150 damage for 2 energy, which is insane. And it's a big part of Cynthia. Like, 50 damage is just a lot of damage, even if it's exclusive to these 2 mons. So, yeah. Volkner. Choose one of your Electivire or Luxray. Attach 2 energies from the discard pile to that Pokemon. Hold up. So, Electivire, I was counting energies from Surge. It's Electivire and Luxray. So, Electivire is here. Oh, that's very good. If you get something dead before, you can just charge this boy up to do 120 damage for 2. Where's Electivire? Is on solid card? I think Electivire goes to really good then. I honestly think so. That, to me, pushes it over the edge. In Luxray, discard all energies from this Pokemon. Oh, but you discard all of them. But if you have Surge, you can do this attack again. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Hold up. That is so solid. Oh my god. Yeah, that makes Luxray legit. Oh my god. It only doesn't go higher because of the stages. Oh my god. What's his name? Volkner? I think it was Volkner. Yeah, Volkner. Yeah. For how good this thing makes the other cards, hell yeah. Dawn. Move an energy from one of your benched Pokemon to your active. I think this is also very good. This could be very good for like Infernape, for example. Very, very nice. It's just a general good card. It's an energy accelerant as long as you keep your Pokemon alive. I like Dawn. I like Dawn. Yeah. This is essentially an energy accelerant for every deck. Like, unless you're running Vaporeon, this card always has a place in the meta. Yeah, this is very, very good. Mars, your opponent shuffles their hand into their deck and draws a card for each of their remaining points needed to win. What? Oh, that's really nice. This is the same as red card. But the further on you go in the game, the better it is. That's interesting. So if they only have 1 point left, they're only drawing 1 card. Their whole hand gets into the deck, they draw 1 card. 2, I guess, because it's then their turn is, and so they get to draw 1. It is a supporter, not an item. I think this is just solid. Like, because it is a supporter. Like, you could just run red card. Like, late game, Mars becomes a lot more effective. But late game, they already have so much pressure on you that I don't think it matters how many cards they have. You just have to finish the game. Like, they don't need cards at that point. So I think it's solid. But I think I'd rather just run red card, maybe. We'll see. We'll see on that one. And here are the full arts. I'm just going to slowly kind of go through them. Because there's nothing really I can comment here except how pretty they are. Which, to be fair, they're really cool ones. Tangrowth is really nice. I love the Carnivine. Let's see what else is really cool here. I enjoy Giratina one quite a bit. Hippopotas. I love the discoloration. I think it's on a female Hippopotas. They switch the oh my god. They switch the colors. Quite nice. Spiritomb is crazy looking. Quite like that as well. Oh, look at Garchomp. That is so cute. Oh, I love that. Yeah, the one for Bidoof is also really cute. These ones, I don't really like these ones, the ones with the border. I don't know why, but I'm not into them. I like the Cynthia one. I think it's really cool, the colors. Rainbow. The Infernape is very cute as well. Reminds of Sun Wukong. And then I'm not particularly a fan of any of them. You have the golden one for Palkia and the Dialga, which are quite nice actually. This Palkia EX, the immersive, is also really cool as well. Yeah. So that's kind of it. The video is still not over though. I'm going to go over now. Where is it? Oh, here. Which of the two sets do I think you guys should be going for? And which ones am I going to go for? So, this is going to be for Palkia, and this one's going to be for the Dialga. So Palkia, let's see. You get to have Infernape and Magmortar. So if you're a fan of like Fire-type decks, Palkia is looking good for now. Empoleon is an interesting card as well, and so is Glaceon. Obviously the Palkia. Mismagius is very interesting if you want to do like a disrupting type of gameplay. Ooh, Weavile is also here. I love to see that. But Darkrai is not. That's an interesting one. Darkrai is not here. Garchomp could be an interesting pick. Rocky Helmet, Cyrus, and Cynthia. Very good set. Very good set. And here you have the Yamega, which is a very nice card. I think very good for future proofing as well. Shaman. Do not sleep on this Shaman. I really rate this card. I really want it. Electivire. Luxray and Pachi. Very important cards. Ramp could be very cool. You also have Lucario and Gallade, which I think are very important. And then Croak is a cool card. This Darkrai is going to be meta-defining. The Dialga is also very good. And here you get Communication Cape, Volkner, Dawn. This is a tough one, honestly. I think it really just depends on what is your favorite type. Because there's really good things on either one. If you like fire types, this is Palkia. Infernape plus Magmortar is very nice combo. Here, I feel like Electric is where you really shine with Dialga. It's like Electric and Dark. Because you get Darkrai and Toxicroak, which are very nice, as well as Dialga. Obviously, Steel favors Dialga. With Palkia, I feel like you're getting a lot of cards that are good with other combos. Like, Mag is very interesting, and so is Infernape. But on either one, you need to have Moltres. Like, if you have Moltres EX from previous sets, this is an insane combo. Like, this, I think, is meta-defining. These 5 cards with Moltres, I honestly think you'll be set for the whole set. Kind of funny. No, but seriously, I think you'll be good for the whole set. You'll be meta for the whole set, honestly. Empoleon is cute. Dismiss Magius has a lot of potential if you want to do Trickery. And then the Weavile. The Weavile is also a very important card for you to have. Garchomp is very cute. Cyrus and Cynthia as well. I don't know. Personally, I think I'm going to go for the Dialga first. Because I prefer the Dialga card itself. Shaman. Electivire and Luxray, I do like them a lot. And I'm really interested in this Darkrai and the Lucario and the Dialga. So for me, it kind of edges out. But as you can see, it's like both of them you're going to be making a very good choice. And because it's like we don't have that many cards, I think it's very likely that you are going to be able to get both of the decks. Like, especially if you are like spending some money on the game, I think it's super reasonable that you will be able to get both of them. So I think it's more of a question like, what do you want to start playing with first, you know? If you have Moltres, I think Palkia. If not, I think this deck has a lot of nice base This is for you to start with. But yeah, that was all the cards. Thank you for so much for watching. If you're still here, like, this was a really long video, a lot of just talking. So if you're still here, seriously, thank you for watching. I hope YouTube didn't put too many ads because this is a big video. And yeah, I hope I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.